Chapter 1. Someone is gone. It was raining hard in Dhaka City. Police Officer Rafiq got a phone call at 3 a.m. "Sir, another person is missing," said Kareem, the young police officer. "Her name is Rashida. She is 24 years old. She lives in Danmondi Road 27. Rafiq felt worried. This was the third person to go missing this month. First was Aminul, a bank worker. Then Nasir, a college student. Now Rashida. "Tell me what happened," Rafiq said. Rashida's friend Fatima came home and found the door open. Rashida's dinner was still warm on the table. But Rashida was gone. There was no fight. She just disappeared. Chapter 2. Looking for clues. Dr. Shireen came to help Rafiq solve the case. She was very smart and studied how people think and act. Shireen looked at all the papers about the missing people. She found something strange. "Look at this, Rafiq," she said. "All 3 people went missing between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. And all of them lived alone in Dhaka. They had no family here. Why would someone take people who live alone?" Rafiq asked. "Maybe because no one will look for them right away," Shireen said. But she looked like she was hiding something. Chapter 3. The Old Tunnels. Rafiq and Shireen went to Old Dhaka to look for clues. They met an old man named Babul who lived on the streets. "Strange things happen in the old tunnels under the city," Babul told them. His hands were shaking. "I see shadows moving down there. They take people into the tunnels. But later, those people come back different. Like they are sleepwalking." Rafiq and Shireen decided to go into the tunnels. They took flashlights and other police officers with them. Deep in the tunnels, they found weird drawings on the walls. Chapter 4. The Secret Room. In the deepest part of the tunnels, they found a hidden room. There were 3 beds in the room. Someone had been sleeping in them recently. On shelves around the room, they found things that belonged to the missing people: Rashida's jewelry, Aminul's wallet, and Nasir's books. The most scary thing was a notebook full of writing. Someone had been writing about the missing people like they were doing experiments on them. "Someone has been studying these people," Shireen said quietly, "changing how they think and act." Chapter 5. A Big Surprise. The next day, Rafiq found Aminul. But something was very wrong. Aminul was working in a tea shop in Old Dhaka. He was serving tea and smiling, but his eyes looked empty. "Hello, sir. My name is Alamgir. Can I give you some tea?" Aminul said. But this was Aminul, not Alamgir. Rafiq showed him a photo. "This is you. Your name is Aminul Hassan." "No, sir. I am Alamgir. I have worked in this tea shop for 2 years. The shop owner agreed. He showed papers that said Alamgir had worked there for 2 years. But Aminul had only been missing for 6 weeks. Then Kareem whispered, "Sir, doesn't the shop owner look like Nasir, the missing student?" Chapter 6. More Scary Truth. Rafiq started to understand. The missing people were not dead. Someone was making them forget who they were and giving them new names. Then they were put to work in normal jobs around the city. But why would someone do this? Dr. Shireen started acting strange. She would leave for hours and not say where she went. One night, Rafiq followed her to a house in Wari area. Chapter 7. Shireen's Secret. Inside the house, Rafiq found machines and drugs in the basement. There were files about hundreds of people. Shireen was part of the bad guys. "You should not have come here," Shireen said calmly. "But now I will tell you the truth. This city is like a big experiment. We take people and give them new lives to see what happens." "We? Who is we?" Rafiq asked. "Smart people from many countries. We chose Bangladesh because it has so many people. It's easy to hide here." Chapter 8. The Big Plan. Shireen told Rafiq that the missing people were like test subjects. The bad guys would make them forget their old lives and give them new ones. They wanted to see if people would accept strangers in their community. But some people started remembering their old lives, Shireen said. So we had to work faster. Rafiq felt sick. If this had been happening for years, hundreds of people in Dhaka might be living fake lives without knowing it. Chapter 9. The Biggest Shock. Just when Rafiq was going to arrest Shireen, she smiled sadly. "Rafiq, when did you really become a police officer?" What do you remember about your life from before 5 years ago? Rafiq felt cold. He tried to remember, but everything before 5 years ago was fuzzy. He couldn't remember getting his job. He couldn't remember his family clearly. You were our first big success, Shireen said softly. A real police officer who was given the name of a missing person called Rafiqul Islam. The real Detective Rafiq disappeared 7 years ago. Chapter 10. The end that isn't really the end. Rafiq shut down the bad operation. He found the missing people and tried to help them remember their real lives. Some people, like Aminal, chose to keep their new lives because they couldn't remember the old ones. Shireen was arrested, but on the way to jail, she disappeared from a locked police van. The guard said she was there 1 minute and gone the next. The case was closed, but Rafiq still had questions about himself. In his apartment, he found a photo of himself with people he didn't know. On the back, someone had written, "Remember who you were before you became who you are." The never-ending story. 6 months later, Detective Rafiqul Islam still worked as a police officer. But he always wondered who he really was. Sometimes he dreamed about a different life, maybe in Sylhet, maybe with a wife and children he couldn't remember. No more people went missing in Dhanmondi. But the same thing started happening in other cities in Bangladesh. Sometimes, late at night, Rafiq got strange phone calls. "Hello, brother," a voice would say. "Do you remember us yet?" But when he tried to find who was calling, the phone numbers didn't work. In his desk, he kept a secret file about the bad guys. He never gave it to his boss because he was scared. If he did, he would have to face the truth that maybe his whole life was fake. In Bangladesh's busy cities, hundreds of people went about their daily lives. They never knew that their memories and their very selves might not be real. The rain kept falling on Dhaka, washing away footprints and memories. And somewhere in the shadows, someone was still watching, still waiting, still doing experiments. Was the danger really over? Or was it just hiding, mixed into everyday life where no one could see it? The end. Or maybe not. Thanks for watching.